I'm assuming that the person that I'm giving the orientation to at this point has watched all of or has completed all of step one in Unleashed. Y'all know what the Unleashed app is, correct? Okay, good. Um, so in the Unleashed app, they have done the thing that they needed to do, which is log in to Telegram. That they've also gotten into their You Can Pass, and that they are in their Primerica app. Okay, now some of y'all do that on the recruit call. That's fine. Some of you guys will have them do that on their own. I don't necessarily care, but I'm assuming at this point that they've gotten into that or they've at least checked that box in the Unleashed app. And I'm also assuming that they have completed their homework. Okay, now if you have kids, I know it's not safe to assume that, but I'm assuming that the adults that we have recruited have completed their homework, which is watching two videos. Okay, two videos, not overly difficult whatsoever. Basically, I'm assuming that they watched the YouTube Company of Destiny video, and I'm assuming that they've watched some type of an orientation overview video. Okay, that is what is in the homework tab on the Unleashed app. If you did not know that, you should probably go back through the Unleashed app. But so I'm assuming that they've done that. Okay, so now at this point, I'm getting on a call with them to give an orientation. Okay, now they've already watched the video, so I can go through some of this stuff pretty quick, but it's important that we still hit all of it. Okay, so Marissa, can you role play with me? Are you in a quiet place?
Yeah.
Awesome. Let me spotlight you and spotlight me. If I can figure it out. There we go. Okay. Perfect. So I'm just gonna walk through an orientation with Marissa like I do in real life. Okay. I don't share a PDF. Um, I don't have one currently that I love. So I do all of this as just an organic conversation with a whiteboard. Okay. I'll show you exactly how I do it. So, um, all right. So awesome. Well, Marissa, excited to get back on the call with you today. Marissa, I saw you got through everything on your homework. You got through the first step of Unleash and second step of Unleash. So great job. Marissa, my goal today is to answer some, if not all of your questions that you currently have, and to show you how to start making some money and getting that license, okay? Any questions before we get started?
No.
Awesome. Okay. So, Marissa, our business is built on the three-legged stool. Do you remember seeing that in the video?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to review each of those legs today. Okay, now I don't have a picture for you to look at, but we're just going to review it. So,
Okay.
um, Marissa, the first leg that we need to talk about today is your life insurance licensing. Okay. Now, Marissa, I know you said you got through everything on the Unleashed app, but did you create your account on You Can Pass?
Um, Not yet.
Okay, great. Now, I'm going to pause here for a second with you, Marissa. I'm going to step out of this for a second. If she has not, I'm going to walk her through setting up her app. Okay, so I would say or setting up her account. So, Marissa, will you share your screen and go to You Can Pass, and then I'm going to walk her through getting it set up. Okay, we're not doing that right now just for the sake of time, Marissa, but I would literally go to www.the letter U can pass.com, and I'm going to walk her through getting set up. Okay, I'm going to go through the whole thing with her. All right, and then I'm going to pick back up on my conversation. So let's assume that Marissa said yes, just for the sake of me not showing you everything. But if she says no, I'm showing her, I'm getting her into it. If she says yes, I'm going to say, great, Marissa, do me a favor. I need you to log in on your phone, on your laptop. Okay. And she's going to log in and then she's going to share her screen. I'm going to show her how to do that. If she's on her phone, she might not be able to share her screen. But if she's on a computer, I'm definitely going to have her do that. And then I'm going to say this, Marissa, do you see in the upper left-hand corner on You Can Pass where it says launch course? Do you see that?
Yes.
Perfect. Click that button for me.
Okay.
All right, now click on chapter one, not the overview, but click on chapter one.
Got it.
Awesome. Marissa, you see on the left-hand side how there's like 400 different categories in chapter one?
Yes.
The very last one says chapter recap. Scroll all the way down and click on that one for me, okay?
Okay. Just did that.
All right, perfect. So, Marissa, we're going to start every chapter in the chapter recap.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is we're going to read the chapter recap. Okay. And anything that's like wildly out there in left field that you're like, I'm never going to remember that, I want you to write it down. But we're just going to read through it. Okay. After
Okay.
we read through it, we're going to go back to the first section in the chapter and we're just going to skim each section. And there's two like highlighted phrases or areas that I want you to look for when you're going through it. Okay. Number one is what's it's going to say terms to know or key terms. Okay. Depending on your state, it says different things, but you're going to go to those are definitions. Okay. So it's going to give you a word like insurance, and then it's going to define that word. Okay, so if you can't remember what insurance and the definition of that is, or if you couldn't pick it out of a multiple choice test, I want you to write that down in your notes. Okay, if you can, just make a mental note. Hey, this is a vocab word I'm going to need to understand. Okay, fair enough.
Yep.
Awesome. The second thing I need you to understand, or I need you to look for, excuse me, is it's like a box or a little light bulb. Some states have little light bulbs. Some states have a box that say know this. Okay.
Okay.
And when you see the box that says know this, that is most likely going to be a test question. Okay. So I
Gotcha.
want you just to jot that down, like write it on your notepad because you're going to need to guess what? You're going to need to know this, right? You're going to need to know the information in the boxes that say know this. Okay.
Yep.
And then after you're done with that, Marissa, we're going to go read the chapter recap one more time. And then we're going to take the quiz with open notes. Okay, so we're going to open up a second tab, and you're going to click the quiz button, and you're going to refer to the other tab, and you're going to look for the answers in that. Okay, because
Okay.
Marissa, you're still studying right now. You passing the quiz on the first or second try and getting through this material quicker, just over the course of my career here, is going to give you a much better chance of getting this license than you actually trying to understand every single question on that page. Okay.
Gotcha.
So just get the quizzes done, open notes, get through everything. Now, Marissa, once you finish all 7,000 chapters, whatever there is in your state, what you're going to do is you're going to click on the simulated exam. Do you see that button?
Yes.
Okay, don't click on it right now, but when you're done with everything, you're going to click on that and you're going to take a simulated exam. Again, Marissa, two tabs, open notes the whole time. Okay. Now,
Okay.
Now, Marissa, after you're done with that, you have two options. Okay. Option one is you can pay to take your test. Okay. Now, each state's going to be a little bit different. Some states are 25, 30 bucks. Some states are 40 or 50. It just depends on where you live. But you can pay to take your test. Now, if you do that, Primerica is going to reimburse you for that test. Okay. If you decide, or if money's really tight and you can't afford to do that right now, that's totally fine. After you pass your simulated exam, a test called a guaranteed exam is going to pop up, or a certificate exam. Okay, you're going to take that test and you need to pass that with 85%. If you do that, Primerica will then pay for your exam for you. They'll give you a code you can schedule and pass your test. Okay.
Okay.
That's what I need you to be working on, like in your own time when you and I are not on these calls and we're not on training and trainings and stuff like that. Okay. Um,
Gotcha.
so Marissa, I would love for you to get a chapter every 2 days done over the next 2 weeks. You should be ready to take your test. We should be done that test in 3 weeks. Right after we're done with those 3 weeks, then about a week or so, we're going to be appointed by the state that you live in, and you're going to be able to write business in the next 30 days or so. Okay. Marissa, can you commit to getting through all of your material in your licensing and being ready to take your test in the next 2 weeks?
Yes.
Awesome. Marissa, do you have any questions for me about licensing at all?
No.
All right, perfect. Marissa, if anything comes up, if you start getting stuck or anything like that, just let me know. Don't just sit there and struggle by yourself, okay? Like we have a ton of resources for you. If what I just told you to do does not work for you, let me know, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, perfect. We are going to pause on that real quick, and I'm going to take any questions that y'all have on that section. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and pause, or sorry, not pause, or hit the raise hand button, and I'll give you about 30 seconds. All right, perfect. So just to recap, key components of that, right? Chapter recap, know this, terms to know, and then you got to get a commitment at the end. Okay, so Marissa, can you commit to getting your licensing exam material done in the next 14 days? She says, yes. Awesome. Then I'm good. I'm moving on. All right. Perfect. All right, here we go. Next leg of the stool. So Marissa, that's all you need to know for the first leg. Again, if you have any questions with licensing, let me know. Okay, so Marissa, the second leg is meetings and technology. Okay, so I want you to write that down. Meetings and technology. All right, so we have three different apps that you should have downloaded at this point, and I believe if you did everything in the first checkbox of the Unleashed app, you should already have all of this. But I just want to make sure. Actually, four apps, I guess. Number one is Zoom. You're on Zoom right now, so good to go. Any questions with Zoom? And guys, I'm asking her every single app, do you have any questions, any issues? Right? Because if she does, I want to help her resolve those as best as I can right now. You're not always going to be able to resolve the Telegram issue that pops up every now and again, but everything else you should be able to help navigate. So perfect. Marissa, you're good to go. Everything's all set with Zoom. Perfect.
Yep.
The second app is the Primerica app. Now, Marissa, we logged you in on that when we brought you on the other day. Did you have any questions with that app? You really don't need it for much right now, but did you have any questions about it?
Nope. No questions.
All right, perfect. Then, Marissa, we have the Unleashed app. Okay, the Unleashed app is like the hub of everything that you need in Primerica to get started. Okay, now once you're licensed, you'll use the Primerica app more. But right now, we're focusing on the Unleashed app. So anytime you're like, what do I do next? Go back to that app. Okay,
Okay.
and just do the next thing or reach out to me. Do you have any questions on the Unleashed app?
So pretty much like if I get lost, I can just go back to the Unleashed app to kind of get me brought back up to speed.
Yeah, as a general rule of thumb, yes. If you get stuck and you're in the Unleashed app and you're like, okay, what the heck do I do next? Just shoot me a text. It's not a big deal. But yes. Okay. Anything else? Any other questions with the Unleashed app?
Nope.
Perfect. Last thing is Telegram. I saw you in the Telegram groups. I saw you said hello. But do you have any questions with Telegram?
Nope.
All right, you should be in three. Now, this is for my base shop, but you should be in three group chats. You should be in the Redemption 2.0 base shop chat. Do you see that one? Yes, I
Yep.
do. Awesome. I know you're in the GRP financial one or the GRIP financial one because I saw you comment in there yesterday. So that's like our big team, like Jerome, Cass, and myself with three regional vice presidents, post results, and welcome team members and stuff like that in there. That one is more just for us posting results. So if you see somebody post something in there, just like it. You don't necessarily have to comment on all of those. The Redemption 2.0 chat is like just my team. Okay. So in that one, I want you to engage. If someone welcomes somebody, like definitely say, hey, welcome to the team, excited for you, like them, stuff like that. If you have any questions, you can go in there as well and ask if you need to. Our field trainers are in there. Now, the other app or the other Telegram that you're in is the Future Leaders Telegram. Okay, that one is all of our unlicensed new teammates. Okay, so specifically around licensing and your bonuses. If you have any questions, you can put them in there, but we're going to try to post stuff in there that's going to be helpful for you. Okay. Now, to be honest with you, Jerome primarily does a lot of the posting in there. He's been running that group for a very long time and has had a lot of success with it. But if you have any questions, you can reach out to me or you can comment in that chat. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
Awesome. Any questions at all with the Telegram app?
No.
All right, perfect. So that's all the technology that you need to have. Okay, so again, we have Zoom. I'm just recapping for everybody right now. You have Zoom, you have Telegram, you have the Unleashed app, and then you have the Primerica app. Okay. Any questions for y'all on the apps? Nope. All right, sweet. Moving on. Next, Marissa, we have three meeting times that I want you to commit to being on. Okay. Now, Marissa, Primerica, if you've opted into the text messages, there are trainings and Zooms and stuff like that that they're going to text you like literally every day for you to get on. Um, do yourself a favor and at least for right now, don't get on any of those. Okay, because you need to get your license and you need to get trained by us on our system. Okay, once you understand Primerica, you understand the company and everything like that. I would love for you to get on some of that stuff if you have time and you can. But I don't want you to get on 1,000 Zoom calls and thinking that you're making progress because what's going to happen is you're going to think you're doing a lot of work and like none of that stuff's actually going to help you be able to make any money right now. You need your license and you need to understand what we do in our organization. Okay. That's what our trainings are for. Okay. So we have three trainings a week that we ask you to be on. Okay. The first one is Sunday night at 8 o'clock Eastern time, by the way. What time zone are you in again? And
Eastern.
I always ask that question. I don't care if I literally could live down the street from you. I'm literally going to make sure they know what time zone they're in just so they're aware. Okay. Awesome. So we have Sunday night at 8 o'clock. Now, the purpose of this training on Sunday nights at 8 o'clock is either Jerome or myself or one of our top leaders will take a chunk of or a full presentation that we do, and we will walk through it step by step and break it down so you understand the process that we walk people through. Okay, so to be honest with you, Marissa, some of it in the very beginning might be a little bit beyond where you're at, but it's still good for you to get in that environment and hear the lingo and the language and see our coaching style. Okay, Sunday night is very technical in a sense of like, this is how you do the thing you need to do. Okay, now Tuesday nights is at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, so at 7 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesdays, we do a 101, 201, 301 classroom style training. Okay. Now, these trainings are built to help you understand our business and why we got started, how we got started. It's like the who, what, when, where, why, and how of Primerica. Okay. The 101 sessions, which is where you're going to be for the first 6 weeks. So Tuesday, when you get on, it's going to be 101 week 5 or whatever. Okay. You're going to get on and you're going to just take that class. Okay. Then next week is going to be week 6. Then you're not going to go up to 201. You're going to go back to 101 week 1 and then 2, 3, and 4. Then you'll go up to 201. Okay, so those 101 sessions all help build a base. And then once you get all 6 of those done, you'll jump up to 201 and then you'll do all 6 of those and then 301 and so on. Okay. If you jumped straight to 301, I promise you, you would be confused and frustrated because you would not understand the lingo, the language, some of the stuff we're talking about. It just wouldn't make sense yet because you don't have the foundation, right? When you
Right.
when people are building houses, Marissa, what is the first thing that they do when they build a house?
The foundation,
Why don't they build the roof first?
because you're not going to have a stable house if you start with the roof.
Exactly. And our 101 is designed to give you a solid foundation and understanding of the business that you're doing, the company that you're doing it with, right? And the industry that you're doing it in. Okay, so we really want to help you understand those 3 things, right? Who are you doing it with? Why are you doing it? Right? And what's going on in the industry? Okay,
Yep.
because if you don't understand those things, we're just another insurance company. But once you do understand those things, you'll understand that we are the best insurance company in the country, both for you and for the consumer. Okay, so that's our third or our second meeting time. Excuse me. So we have Sunday night at 8 o'clock, and we have Tuesdays at 7, and then we have a Friday night at 7 o'clock meeting. Okay, now Friday nights at 7 o'clock, our goal is to stretch your vision for what's possible here. Okay, now we are going to do some training and some teaching, but largely every Friday when you get on, someone's going to push your vision a little bit. They're going to help you think a little bit bigger, start to dream again, start to believe in yourself, and think that you could do this. Okay, because at the end of the day, Marissa, all the questions and doubts and whatever that you might have, I'm not saying you do, I'm not trying to project that on you, but if you do have any of those doubts, trust me, every single person that's made it in this business has had those same thoughts. And our Friday night is designed to help you start thinking better and thinking differently so you can start to really understand and build your business. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Perfect. So we have Sunday night at what time?
8,
8 o'clock. That'll be done by 9 at the latest. We try to be done at 8:45, but sometimes we go a little bit long. We have Tuesday nights at what time?
7.
7. That's done by 8. Depending on your class, sometimes it's 30 minutes, sometimes it's 50 minutes, just depends on what lesson they're on that week, but typically 30 minutes to an hour. And then Friday night is at what time?
7.
7 until 8 o'clock. We do have a pregame that starts at 6:45, so jump on early if you can, but definitely be on by 7, okay? Now, Marissa, do you have anything at all currently on your schedule that would prevent you from regularly attending those meetings?
No.
All right, perfect. So, Marissa, can I count on you to be on those calls with your camera on and paying attention, taking notes, and learning?
Yes.
Awesome. Do you have any questions for me about those meetings?
Not at all.
Perfect. All right, pause. Everybody else, any questions on the meetings at all? No. All right. I do want to just mention real quick. I intentionally explained to them, and Leah said facts in the Zoom chat. I don't know if you guys saw that when I was saying this. Primerica has a lot of trainings that your new people, if they're opted into the text messages, are going to get, and they're going to think that they need to get on those calls. You got to tell them that they're good. Like, listen, like I tell them, listen, this is a good call for you to be on, but not right now. Okay, because it's going to distract you from getting your license. I just explained to them, look, these are good trainings for you to be on later, but right now we need to keep the main thing, right? What's the main thing? Licensing and field training, right? So we need to make sure that they understand that. And just tell them like if there's too many text messages, you can just text stop and they'll stop blowing up your phone. Okay. So if you're bothered by that, or like if you're the type of person that like, oh, there's a call, I got to get on the call, like and just say stop. Okay. You can opt back in later. We don't want you getting on those calls just yet, unless you're absolutely dying to do it. Okay. All right, perfect. So um, that's the second leg of the stool. So the last leg is actually, if you look at the picture, it's actually the first leg, but I purposely go right to left when I'm going over it. So Marissa, the last leg on the stool is what's called your field training and your fast start bonus. Okay. So I'm going to go over this with you. I'm going to go through relatively quickly and throw some new terms at you. So if you have any questions, let me know. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. Let me know when you can see a white screen. It's loading. All right. Can you see that?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So what I'm going to do is walk through our fast start bonus structure with you. Okay. Um, and I'm going to explain generally what all the promotions look like, and then I'll walk you through what it look like for you to get going in the meantime. Okay. So in our business, in Primerica, you have your normal guidelines. Whoops. And then you have your fast start. Why is my computer doing that? Fast start. Okay. So Marissa, what I want you to understand is that in your normal guidelines, you need to have one recruit. I'm just going to put an R next to it for recruit. Okay.
Okay.
And you need to have $1,000 in AP or annual premium. Okay. So I just want to explain those two things for you. Okay. A recruit, Marissa, is someone like yourself. Okay. Someone who gets started working on their licensing. Okay. This does not mean somebody passed their test. This doesn't mean that they made any sales. All it means is that they paid their $124 just like you did to get their license. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool. Now, Marissa, I just want to kind of get the cat out of the bag, if you will. Some people hear the word recruit and they freak out and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is one of those deals. Is this like Amway or something like that?" And honestly, Marissa, the answer to that question is no. And I'll give you a couple reasons why, and I'm happy to explain more if you have any questions about it. But the number one reason that it is not like that is because recruiting is never a requirement if you do not want to do that. Okay, now, Marissa, what I will tell you is that it is very difficult to build a big income here very quickly without recruiting and building a team, but you can. Okay, I just want to be transparent with you up front. Recruiting is something that I believe in big time. I really genuinely believe that recruiting is the best way to build your business, but I also understand it's not for everybody. Okay, now, every time that you do one recruit and $1,000 in annual premium is what it takes. Sorry, is the amount of monthly premium that your client pays over the course of the year for their life insurance policy. Okay, so Marissa, let's say that I become a client of yours and I pay $84. Okay, let's say 83 and a half or whatever it actually is. But let's say I pay $84 a month. That's
Okay.
gonna be about $1,000 in premium. Okay. So one policy at $83 a month will get you $1,000 in annual premium. Now, give or take a dollar. Okay. But that's going to get you your $1,000 in annual premium. When you do that, you become what is called a senior rep and you're at a 35% contract on all of your new sales that come in. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Awesome. And then with your fast start, it's actually the same. Okay. So you need one recruit and $1,000 in annual premium. And that gets you your senior rep. Sorry, that gets you your promotion. I'm going to keep them in the same line. Okay. So that gets your promotion. But that also is going to get you paid a $200 bonus. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Perfect. Do you have any questions on the first promotion?
Nope.
All right. Awesome. We're going to move on to the next one. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to write this down. All right, senior rep. Perfect. So the next one is what's called a district leader. A district leader. This, I believe, this is my opinion, but I believe that if you get to district leader, you can get to any contract level in Primerica. Okay, because district leader is just you beginning to build a team. Okay, you're starting to build that team. Now, what this looks like normally is that you need to have 3 recruits. You need to have $1,000 in, or sorry, my bad, $2,500 in annual premium, and you need to have one license or 2 licenses, one outside of yourself. So 2 life licensed agents. Okay. So that means you and one other person. So Marissa, say you recruit your mom and your mom gets licensed and you're licensed. You do 3 recruits in a month and 2,500 in sales. Now you are going to get promoted to a district leader, which is a 50% contract.
Dang.
Okay, Marissa, 50% is definitely better than 35%, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Now check this out, Marissa. Your fast start. So right now, what you're working towards for your district leader promotion, it's 3 recruits, and it's actually $3,000. Sorry, it's still $2,500. My bad, guys. I always say the wrong number there. It's $2,500 in premium with no licensing requirement. Okay, so you do not have to have anybody else that gets licensed with you in order for you to get that. But if you do that, you get a $400 bonus. Now it's a cumulative $400 bonus. It's not 200 plus the 400. Okay, so it's just 200. But what I want you to understand about our bonus structure is your bonus structure is built around $1,000 premium chunks. So if you do just an extra $500 in annual premium or $3,000 in premium, you're actually going to get a $600 bonus. Okay. So that's, I really want you shooting for 3 recruits and 3,000 in premium for you to get that district leader promotion, but you do qualify for it with 2,500. Does that make sense?
Yes, I do have a question now.
Yeah.
So would it be with that percentage of the contract, it'd be 1,500 plus 600 that I
If,
get as a bonus?
where are you seeing that? 1,500.
Well, I'm sorry. So you said I get a 50% commission, right?
Yes.
Off the annual premium. So I just did, maybe I'm doing the math wrong.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. So you do not get paid, you don't get paid the commission on the sales when you are not licensed. That's what the
Okay,
bonus is for. Okay.
gotcha.
So
Okay.
you're making essentially a 20-ish% commission on your bonuses, if you want to look at it that way. But you're not doing any of the work, right? So what's going to be happening, Marissa, on your training is I'm going to run all the appointments for you, and you're going to be there taking notes, hanging out, paying attention, introducing me, and learning how to do this. Okay. Now all these clients are yours. So once you get your license, we write them over to you. They're now your clients. You get the renewals. They're your investment clients, all that jazz. But in the right now, because you're not licensed currently, you get paid that bonus after you get licensed. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, perfect. Any other questions on your district leader promotion? I think you said no, right? I didn't, I might have cut out. Okay.
Yeah, no.
All right, perfect. So now your district leader promotion, or sorry, your division leader promotion is 5 recruits and $5,000 in sales. You need to have 5 life licenses, and you need to start your SIE. Okay, that's what your normal promotion guidelines look like. And then you have a 60% contract level. Okay, again, this is called a division leader. Now your fast start, what we've done is it's exactly the same numbers. So it's 5 recruits and $5,000 in sales. But you're going to get a $1,000 bonus for doing that. And you have no insurance licensing, no team requirements or anything like that. It's purely based on your production. Okay. So no life license requirements, no SIE requirements either. You just get your bonus. Okay. All right. Next. Any questions on that one? You're muted.
I do have a question on that. So when
But
you say no life licenses, um, just premium, like is that stuff that I personally write? I'm confused how there are
yes.
no licensing requirements.
Yeah, yeah. So in your first 30 days while you're going through your fast start, you do not have to have any licenses on your team in order for you to get that promotion. Okay, so it's just based on your production. So if you do 5 recruits and 5 sales in your first 30 days, you'll make $1,000 and you'll be at a 60% contract on all your future sales. Okay, and I'll show you math in a little bit on why you want to do that.
Sure, that makes
Does
sense.
does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Next is regional leader. Okay. Now we're going to test my brain cells here to see if I can remember all the promotion guidelines for this. So it's 7 recruits on your team and 7,500, not 75,000, 7,500 in annual premium. You need 7 life licenses and you need your investment licenses, all of them. Okay. That is a 70% contract. That is what you normally need. Okay, now you need your SIE, your Series 6, and your Series 63 in order to get your regional leader promotion. Now, in your fast start period, Marissa, what you need here is 7 recruits and 7,500 in annual premium. That bonus is going to be 1,450, or sorry, 1,400, my bad. And then your licensing bonus will pay out too. A $1,400 bonus. Okay, now Marissa, I need you to understand this here. Okay, the biggest reason why you want to get to regional leader does not have anything to do with this bonus. Okay, though that $1,400 is going to be awesome. Okay, well, I'm sure you could figure out a way to spend 1,400 bucks, right? Uh, that $1,400 is great. But the biggest reason you want to push for this is because of the licenses required for you to get this outside of your first 30 days. Okay, you need to have 7 teammates licensed and have your securities licenses done. Okay, to give you a little bit of context on that, Marissa, it took me about 7 months to get it took me 9 months to get all my investment licenses. Okay, you can get the same promotion that takes most people 6 months to a year to get in the first 30 days if you just get to work. Okay, now here's the last thing. There is one more possible promotion guideline for you right now. Okay, and now these promotion guidelines I'm giving you right here are the same guidelines that you need to do to get to regional vice president. Okay, but right now, if you were to do these, you need to have 10 recruits, you need to have 10,000 in annual premium, you need to have 10 life license agents, and you need to be investment license plus your 26, and that puts you at an 80% contract. Okay. So I'm not expecting you to, excuse me, I'm not expecting you to remember all of this right now. But what I'm trying to do is be as transparent with you as I can on all the promotion guidelines. Okay. Because like, and I'm just speaking as you just put in the chat right now and for everybody to hear, like you got to sell the importance of moving quickly in their fast start right here because they might look at this and be like, oh, I can do that later. But what they're forgetting is the 10 life license agents, right? And their investment licenses. So, Marissa, this is what's called a senior regional leader. Okay. Now, the only reason you would get this contract and not a regional vice president contract is because if you haven't made $20,000 in a year yet, or you have not adequately built somebody on your team to leave in the base shop. Okay. And what that means, just to keep it very simple for you, now this you'll get a whole training on this in the 101 series. But Marissa, I want you to imagine this. Okay. Marissa, imagine that you own a restaurant. What's your favorite type of food?
I love smoothie bowls.
You like what? I've never heard that before. What is
A
it?
smoothie bowl?
A
Oh my,
smoothie bowl, smoothie bowl. I heard Snooby balls, and I was like, I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna clarify real quick. Okay, so you like smoothie bowls? Okay, smoothie bowls for the recording. Just to clarify. Uh, so- oh my gosh. So all right, smoothie bowls. Great. So Marissa, you open up like the best smoothie shop in Tampa, okay? And you hire me to come in and I start working at the counter and then I start making smoothies and eventually you promote me to the general manager of the store. Okay, now Marissa, what happens is I'm just doing really good. and I'm crushing it, like the business is growing, and you say, you know what, Dan, like I want you to open up your own smoothie bowl shop down the road. There's a plot of land open. I'm going to buy it for you and we'll get everything rocking and rolling. You're going to own that. It's yours. Okay. But Dan, the only thing you can't do is take all my staff with you. You can take some people, but you got to replace yourself as the general manager inside of that shop before you can go open up that other one. Okay. And that's a fair trade, right, Marissa? You wouldn't want me to leave you high and dry with no employees and open up my own place, right?
Right.
So our system is built that same way. Okay. So you can open up your own office and have a regional vice president contract the second that you built somebody to leave in the base shop so you don't crush my office when you go out and open up your own. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then after you do that, Marissa, for the rest of time, every time you promote up a leader and they go open up an office, guess what they have to leave you?
Mm.
Somebody that replaces them in your base shop. So over time, Marissa, what should happen is your office, every time you promote somebody to open up their own office, your business gets stronger on two fronts. One, you now have ownership in your business outside of yourself. So you're locking in people long term that are not going to go anywhere. Okay. Now, more importantly than that, okay, hear what I'm saying here. More importantly than that, your office never gets crushed. Why? Because you've got somebody who has replaced your people that you have trained and poured all this time into. You have somebody that's going to stay productive inside your office so your business continues to grow. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. It's important that you understand that. Okay. Now, as you do those things and you've built a replacement, you've made $20,000 or more over your first 12 or in a 12-month period, which is not difficult if you're hitting all these guidelines. You have all your licenses, you have 10 life licenses on your team, and you do this promotion, you do 10 by 10, 2 months in a row, you can become a regional vice president. This senior regional leader slot is designed for people that don't have one of those regional vice president requirements to get a little bit more income. Okay. The goal is that this senior regional leader contract is like a holding position for you to get that RVP contract in the next 2 or 3 months at most after you get it. Okay. Now, you can earn this contract in your first 30 days. Okay. Here's how you do it: 10 recruits, $10,000 in annual premium. Okay. If you do that, you're going to make a $2,000 bonus. But guess what's more important than that $2,000 bonus? You skip all this crap on the left and you can start making 80% right off the rip if you do this fast. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Y'all, I'm about to open a can of worms right here for you guys, but does anybody have any questions on the promotion guidelines?
Other
I have
than
a
why did
question,
I
Dan.
wait? I don't have any.
Other than why did I wait? No, you're good. I don't know why you waited. That's a personal question. You have to ask yourself that later. Peelan, what's up?
I know that when you got to regional leader, you said the biggest reason you want to get to RL is because of, I didn't hear the rest of what you said.
Yeah, because you get to skip out on having to have these 7 people licensed and getting all your investment licenses. You can do it in the first 30 days without any licensing requirements at all.
Okay, that's what I was, okay.
Does that make
Thank you.
sense?
Does indeed.
Cool. Any other
Pretty,
questions? Oh, go ahead.
yeah, so pretty much it's across the board. Like there really are no licensing requirements during the fast start for all the
Yes.
licenses.
Yeah, and Jerome, feel free to unmute yourself, but we really wanted to make this as simple as possible for you guys. Right? Literally all you got to do is chop the licensing requirements off and the cash requirements for RVP and you're good. Go ahead, Jerome.
Yeah, so our easy promotion guidelines in the first 30 days just removes the licensing requirements. So what you find happening a lot in the company is, so we actually run the company's guidelines.
Yep.
Okay. What you find a lot in the company is organizations, their natural guidelines will be double the company's guidelines, and they won't have the licensing requirements, which if you don't have a license, you don't have a business. Right? So we want you to have a business. So usually their normal guidelines are double the company's guidelines. And then their first 30 days, easy promotions are actually the company's guidelines. So So for example, their guideline to get to district leader may be 6 by 6,000, right? Which is double the company's guidelines. But in the first 30 days, they're like, hey, if you do 3 by 3,000, which is actually the company's guidelines, you can get easy promotional bonus. So what we did was we just said, hey, we don't want to make. R. Williams said you should never make earning a promotion harder. So getting a promotion should never be harder. It should stay the same or be easier, if anything. So that's what we went back to. We just went back to the company's guidelines. So we went to company guidelines. We are pushing being licensed. So like outside of that first 30 days, like we're not promoting you if you don't have the licenses. Like if you don't have the licenses, we're not going to promote you. We don't make you go get those licenses. But within the first 30 days, we just stripped the licenses out, the licensing guidelines out, and you can go run the production and earn those promotions easier. So
Perfect. All right, I just put the guidelines in the Zoom chat for you guys. Y'all listen, like those are the easiest guidelines in the world for you to remember. Okay. Like it's not hard for you. You just gotta like just screenshot them, save them, write them down, tattoo them on the back of your hand. I don't care. Just write them. They're super simple. And if you can listen, if you can remember the full guidelines, all you got to remember for the fast start is remove the licenses. That's it. And then the bonus is the recruits and premium ×2. Okay. Or yeah, ×2, it's 1,000, whatever. You get what I'm trying to say. So the last thing that I do on an orientation is this. Okay. I would argue that this is the most powerful part of the orientation. And if you don't do this, I believe that you are massively missing out on an opportunity to capitalize on the fast start with your new people. Okay. Can y'all see my calculator? Marissa, can you see my calculator?
Yes.
Okay. You must share the calculator. Okay. I'm going to walk you through why. Let me make it big. Okay. All right. So Marissa, do you remember what our district leader guidelines are?
Yes, it was 3,000 and 3 recruits and 3,000 in premium.
Yeah, close enough. Yeah. So 3, and we're focusing strictly on the recruit side right now. Okay. So Marissa, you got 3 recruits. Okay. So check this out. Marissa, we've already talked about this, but if you're not licensed, you can't get paid the commission, right? Because you're not licensed, but you get paid the bonus. But now, Marissa, you're in your 2nd month. Okay. And you have 3 recruits. All right. So you got 3 recruits in your 1st month. Now here you are in your 2nd month. How many of those 3 people do you think are still sticking around?
Maybe 1.
I would say about 60% of those people will stick around. So it says 1.8, okay? But we're going to go with 2 just for the sake of easy math, okay? Now, Marissa, how many field training appointment sales do you think a new recruit will bring into your business on average?
I don't know.
Take a shot in the dark. Rough guess?
Maybe like you said, first 30 days?
Yeah.
Maybe 5.
5. God bless. I wish everybody would bring in 5 people. We're going to say 2, okay? So Marissa, let's say that each new person that sticks around for 30 days in your business on average brings 2. Now you're going to have some that don't bring any, but you're going to have some that bring 10, okay? So we're going to say the average is 2. That gives you 4 clients, okay? Now Marissa, check this out. You have 4 clients at an average sale of $1,000 each. And if you're a district leader, what's your contract level at? 50%.
Okay, sorry.
50%. You're good. So you have a $2,000 commission that's paid out, Marissa, in your 2nd month in the business. Okay. Now you're going to get paid 75% of this up front. So you're going to make $1,500 next month if you do a district leader promotion 3 by 3 this month. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, this is not a guarantee, but this is just what we see for people that actually run and follow the system. Okay. So Marissa, you're coachable, right?
Yes.
Perfect. So we got to at least get you to district leader so you can make $1,500 next month. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Cool. But Marissa, I want to show you one more thing really quick. Imagine if you just took the governor off and you just went guns a-blazing and really ran after this thing for 30 days and you got to what's called a senior regional leader, okay? You're going to have 10 people left, okay? Now you have 10 people at 60% that stick around. You got 6 people that will let you train them, okay? Now, Marissa, how many policies does the average person bring in their first 30 days? Do you remember?
Sorry, no.
About 2, right? So you have 6 people bringing you 2 policies each. That's 12 people, okay? Now, Marissa, if our average sale is $1,000, that's $12,000 in annual premium. So Marissa, as a district leader, this would pay you 6 grand. 75% of that up front is $4,500, okay? But Marissa, remember the fast start, you don't need the licenses.
Right.
So you got yourself a regional leader promotion in your first 30 days. And off of 12, or sorry, a senior regional leader, excuse me, promotion in your first 30 days. And Marissa, off $12,000 in premium next month because you really busted your butt this month and you got it going and you made it happen. Right, Marissa, you're at 80%. So you have $12,000 in premium times 0.8, 80% is $9,600 that you'll get paid next month in commissions earned. Well,
Wow.
you're going to get 75% of that up front. So Marissa, you're going to make $7,200 in your second month in business if you do the things that we're talking about doing and you really get after it this month. Marissa, do you see why it's important that you go big in your first 30 days?
Yes, definitely.
Awesome. Now, I just want to show you this. Marissa, imagine if you did this every month for the next 12 months and you never got a regional vice president. You just stayed a senior regional leader. If you made $7,200 a month, you'd be making $86,000 a year. Marissa, would that be enough for you to quit your current job and go full time and build this business here?
Yes.
That's awesome. And now I just want to show you this really quick because if you did $12,000 in sales as a regional vice president, you're making 110% commission. You're making $1,320 a month times 0.75 up front is 9 grand, almost 10 grand a month. Over the course of a year, you're making $118,000 instead of 86,000 just because you got your licenses. So Marissa, do you see the value in really making this thing happen right now?
Yes, I do.
Marissa, at your current job, is there any way that you're going to get to making $118,000 a year currently right now?
Yes, but I really would have to do a lot.
Okay, fair
A
enough.
lot of calls.
Yeah, and that's great, right? That's great. You can make that there. But in Primerica, I just showed you all I showed you right there was you doing it on your own pen. Okay. We didn't even talk about your team and stuff like that yet. We'll talk about that as we continue to grow. But I just want you to understand right now, if you got to senior regional leader, I'm going to give you a basic understanding of how overrides work. Okay. If you're a senior regional leader making 80% commission and you have a district leader that makes 50% commission, Marissa, every time that that person makes a sale on average, you're making $300. Okay. So if you have a district leader that makes, let's say every district leader you have makes 1 sale a month, you make $300 every time they do that. Marissa, how many district leaders would you like that pay you $300 a month on your team?
At least 10.
At least all of them, right? Every single
Right.
at least every single one that has ever existed. Because you want to have a passive income, Marissa. You came here to build a passive, lasting business, correct?
Yes, for sure.
Only way you do that, Marissa, is by building a team or getting really, really good at investments. Building a team is faster. Okay. And if you just want to service clients, Marissa, that's great. And that's awesome. And I can help you do that. But if you want to build a team fast and increase your income quickly, I can help you do that as well. Marissa, which of those 2 things are you most excited about? Building a team or servicing clients?
Definitely building a team.
All right, perfect. So Marissa, here's what I need you to do as your homework, okay? Go to your Unleashed app, and in step number 3, there's a couple of things that I need you to do. Okay, check off all the boxes except for the Facebook post app because we didn't do that one yet, okay? What I need you to do is go screenshot that picture in the Facebook that says the Facebook post and go post that and tag me, okay? Go and I'll have her go do that and she'll go do that. She'll tag me. Awesome, Marissa. Great job. Thanks for getting that up there. Marissa, anyone that says that they're interested, all I need you to do is put me in a group chat with them. Okay, you put me in a group chat with them. And then what I will do is I'll handle everything. I'll get the appointments set. All of those people, Marissa, are going to count as recruits towards your promotions. Okay. Any questions about the Facebook posts?
What if you're playing disc golf and
Okay, so any questions about the Facebook post? No? All right, great. The next thing that we need you to do, Marissa, is I need you to go to your Unleashed app, go to step number 4. Okay, step number 4, it should say homework complete without your trainer or something like that. Okay, this is going to help you start to build your list. Okay, so there's a video from our owner, or sorry, the founder of our company, explaining building a list and why it's important. Okay, all I want you to do is start watching that or finish watching that video and begin to build your list before we get together for your client experience appointment. Okay, Marissa, when can we get together to do your client experience appointment so you can understand what we do for our clients? What is better for you? And if she's married, I'll ask her, but she's not. So, Marissa, when would be better for you? Tomorrow, Monday, or Wednesday?
Tomorrow.
And then I'm gonna book her a client experience appointment. Okay. So when I get back with her on her client experience appointment, that'll be the next call that we go over. Okay. But I'm just gonna book that. I'm gonna get the Facebook post up and I'm gonna have her start her list. Now, is she always gonna start her list without me? No, but I'm at least gonna give her direction to do so. Okay. So Marissa, your 30 days starts today. Any questions for me before we get out of here?
No, I don't.
All right, perfect. Well, Marissa, I'm excited for you. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll get that video done and start the list if you can before we get together, and we'll talk tomorrow, okay?
Sounds good.
Perfect. Any questions for me, guys? I know it's 9:01, so if you hate me and you don't like making money, you can hop off. If you have any questions or you just want to catch some nuggets real quick, go ahead and ask those questions.
Yeah, I mean, like obviously working hard is the next stage, but like, for those who missed their fast start, like, and just seeing what they left on the table, like moving forward, like what can we do to get that fire back? Sorry, that's my brother playing his video game.
Yeah, you're good. That's a great question. What can you do to get your fire back? Is the same thing that I'm doing right now. Get some directs, right? Get some directs and help them. Like just get new people that are excited. Like the I hate, but I love the phrase "you're one recruit away from an explosion," right? Because the first thing you got to do is convince yourself that that's true, and you got to re-recruit yourself to Primerica. And yeah, Taylor just said something too that was really good. She said that you have the perspective of what not to do, right? So when you recruit somebody, you can sell them out on why they need to do it because you didn't do it. Right. And yeah, Jerome, that was the other thing I was going to say too, is that you're the one recruit. Like you are the explosion in your business. Like when I look at my business and the pops that we've had in our business, it always started with me getting excited again. Right. And then I go out there and I recruit somebody, and then I bring in somebody who goes out and does it. Right. There's so many people out there that will go and get to senior regional leader. You just got to show them how. But you got to first be convinced that you can actually help them. Right. And for some of you, all you got to do is go recruit one person and you're going to be sold out again because you'll have one person that's fired up and excited. So, anyway, hopefully that was helpful and answered your question. Sarah, what's up?
When you go over the guidelines, do you do it just like you did it, like
Yes.
when you are on actually, you go in full detail?
Yeah. Because that entire appointment takes maybe 45 minutes. Because I mean, we're at 9:03 right now. Jerome did announcements for about 10 minutes. 5-10 minutes, and then I stopped multiple times to ask if you had questions and explain some things. But yeah, I mean it's about 30 to 45 minutes going all the way through that. Now, to be completely transparent with you, if I'm meeting with somebody that doesn't have the best market in the world, I'll go a little quicker through that. But if I'm meeting with like a macho who's got to put together engaged Facebook, I'm taking all the time in the world. But if, and I'm just, again, like, I'm just being honest with you. I promised you all a year ago I would never not tell you the truth about what I do. And so, like, if I'm meeting with somebody who's not 25 or older, right? They don't have kids, they're not married, they're not a homeowner, they don't have a good job. I'm still going through all that, Sarah, but I'm just going to go a little quicker.
Okay, that was my question because my recruit that I recruited last week or the week before, we're doing her orientation this week. We're finishing her orientation, and we are at this point at the guidelines, and she's 20. So that was why I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Let me give you
do
let me
that.
give you a little bit of perspective around that though. Okay. I have a team. I have other people I'm working with. I also have a church plant that we're doing, a college ministry that we run, a family, right? So like there's a lot of stuff going on in my life that like if I can get an extra 15 minutes, I'm going to. Okay. If and I'm just gonna be real with you, Sarah, like take your time, do the whole thing because it's reps for you.
Right.
Or you're getting practice of doing the full thing all the way through and doing it well.
Okay.
Sarah, you get yourself to regional leader, senior regional leader, you got 10, 15, 20 people showing up, like writing business, like you got your licenses, like by all means, cut it down, shorten it. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. But I think Jerome would agree with me that like with where you're at right now, you need to go through the whole thing and get some reps.
Okay.
Okay. And that goes for pretty much everybody on the call right now. But again, I promise y'all, I would never not be truthful with you. Like I do shorten it up a little bit if I'm in an out of market appointment. But I'm still giving them all the details. I'm still going everything. I'm showing them the calendar. Why? Because you're gonna get people. Y'all remember Bree that I had on my team like 4 or 5 months ago? Y'all, I was praying that she would get her license, but if I'm being honest with you, I was like, I don't think it's gonna go through. Why? Completely out of market. The only thing that she had was kids. That's it. But guess what? I did the whole thing with her, Sarah, all the way through. I didn't have a lot going on my team at the time, so I did the full thing. I showed her the calculator. She got the district leader and disappeared. But we did about $15,000 in premium over 60 days with people that came from her. And most of that is still on the books. So what I'm saying is don't discount people that are not macho. They still will bring value to your business 100%. But just be mindful of the fact that like if you got somebody that's macho, like explain all of it, right? Like really take your time. But I would just encourage you guys, like if you're new right now or you're getting back going and you're trying to get things moving, do 50 orientations like I just did all the way through before you even think about shortening it. Because here's the reality, you will not get to 50 orientations before you need to start shortening it because of time and time constraints. But just say I'm gonna like literally get a whiteboard, put it behind your like I'm touching the wall behind my laptop, and like put full orientations given and give yourself a tally mark. And here I'll even do this for those of you on the call. This is recorded, so you can hold me to this. The first one on this call that gets the 50, you send me a picture of that. I'll send you $100. You won't even need it because you'll be making 10 grand a month. I promise you. Like if you do one orientation a day for the next month, your income will explode. Why? Because it's sheer volume. So, any other questions, guys? And Jerome's gonna let me send you an extra 100 for him, but I'll make him send it to me first, and then I'll send it to you. All right, cool. Hey, if nobody's got any questions, y'all get out of here. We're 10 minutes over, so I'm sorry about that. But hopefully got something out of tonight. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Here, I'm gonna put the YouTube link real quick in the Zoom chat. If somebody can grab it and put it in the part-timers Telegram chat, that would be great. Or I guess you can put it in the GRP financial. That's fine. We're 10 minutes over, so I'm sorry about that. But hopefully got something out tonight. I hate that so much. I hate hearing myself. All right.